If you're trying to lose fat after 35, you've probably heard this advice before. Some people say, lift light weights and do more reps. Others say, no, lift heavy weights if you want real results. And somewhere in the middle, most men end up confused because both sides sound convincing. So which one actually helps you lose more fat, light weights or heavy weights? The answer is not what most people think, and if you've been choosing the wrong approach, you might be making fat loss harder than it needs to be. So let's break this down properly. Before we compare light and heavy weights, we need to clear up one major misunderstanding. Weights don't directly burn body fat. Your body loses fat when you consistently burn more calories than you consume. That's called a calorie deficit. So whether you're lifting light, lifting heavy, or even walking, fat loss still comes back to energy balance. But that doesn't mean all training is equal, because the type of training you choose can make fat loss easier or much harder, especially after 35. Let's start with light weights. When most people hear light weights, they think of higher repetitions, maybe 15, 20, or even more reps per set, and there are some real benefits. For beginners, light weights can be a great starting point because you're learning movement patterns, learning proper form, and reducing the risk of injury. This is especially important if you've been inactive for years, or if you're returning to exercise after a long break. Light weights also improve muscular endurance, meaning your muscles can work longer before getting tired. And because you're doing more repetitions, the workout often feels harder on your breathing and heart rate, which makes many people feel like they're burning more fat. But here's the part most people don't realize. Feeling more exhausted doesn't automatically mean you're losing more fat. That's where many people get confused. Now let's look at heavy weights. Heavy weights usually mean lower repetitions, maybe somewhere around 5 to 8 reps. And yes, they can feel intimidating, especially for beginners. But heavy resistance training provides something extremely valuable. It gives your body a reason to keep its muscle. And that's important because when you're losing weight, your body doesn't just lose fat. It can also lose muscle, and that's a problem. Because muscle helps maintain strength, supports daily activities, and burns calories even when you're resting. No, muscle doesn't magically burn thousands of calories, but having more muscle does help maintain a healthier metabolism over time. And this becomes increasingly important as we get older. Because after 35, muscle loss naturally becomes easier, which means preserving muscle becomes more important, not less. Now here's the question everyone wants answered. Which burns more fat? Light weights or heavy weights? The truth is, when calories are matched, the difference is much smaller than most people think. Research generally shows that both can contribute to fat loss. But the real advantage of resistance training during fat loss isn't fat burning itself. It's muscle preservation, and that's where heavier training often has an advantage. Because it sends a stronger signal to your body. Keep this muscle, I still need it. Think about it this way. Imagine two men both lose 10 kilograms. One loses mostly fat. The other loses fat and a significant amount of muscle. The scale shows the same number, but the results look completely different. That's why the goal shouldn't simply be losing weight. The goal should be improving body composition, losing fat while keeping as much muscle as possible. So does that mean everyone should lift heavy? Not exactly. Because the best approach is usually somewhere in the middle. For most middle-aged men, a combination works extremely well. Use challenging weights for your main exercises. Exercises like squats, rows, chest presses, deadlift variations. These movements help preserve strength and muscle. Then you can include lighter weights for additional volume, higher repetitions, joint-friendly training, and overall conditioning. This gives you the benefits of both approaches, without becoming trapped in either extreme. The truth is, muscle growth isn't really about light weights or heavy weights. It's about giving your muscles a reason to adapt. That's called progressive overload. Over time, you gradually do a little more, an extra rep, slightly more weight, or better control. And most of the time, your sets should finish with only 1 to 3 reps left in the tank. That's where muscle growth tends to happen. And now, this is something many fitness influencers never mention. After 35, recovery matters, joint health matters, injury prevention matters. Because the best workout isn't the one that looks impressive on social media, it's the one you can consistently do for years. If heavy weights are causing pain, adjust them. If light weights aren't challenging you at all, increase the difficulty. Your goal isn't to impress people in the gym. Your goal is to build a stronger, healthier body that still works well 10 or 20 years from now. So if you're still wondering whether light weights or heavy weights are better for fat loss, here's the answer. Neither one is magic. Fat loss still comes from a calorie deficit. But resistance training helps preserve the muscle that gives your body its shape, strength, and function. For most men over 35, the best approach isn't choosing one side, it's using both strategically. Challenge your muscles, protect your joints, stay consistent, and focus on what you can sustain long-term, because that's what produces results that actually last. If this video helped you understand things a bit clearer, I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. What I focus on here is simple, realistic approaches that middle-aged men can actually stick to, because that's what gets real results. If that's something you're working on, you can stick around for more.